my family will know. All I can say is, if you see me falling apart at the seams, just throw something at me. Being the father of the bride, it's my pleasure to be the warm-up act for the next two main speakers, the groom and the best man, who we're really looking forward to entertaining you later. All three of us today are being sponsored. Mine's Western Brewery. I haven't got one. I'm not sure who's sponsoring Wayne and Matt. I found that sentence on the internet with a poor chap on the day being sponsored instead by Imodium Instants. But anyway, on behalf of myself, my wife Jackie, Wayne's mum and dad, Tina and Steve, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to Joe and Wayne's special day. A number of you have travelled long distances to be here, with some still on their way too, actually, for the second half this evening. Stephen, is that you? I would like to mention a few who have journeyed far. In particular, Wayne's relatives, John and Helen, Rob and Margaret and their families, travelling down from up north.
The north.
Did you bring your passports?
It's grim up there.
With a contingent or two of Joe's family, as well from Lancashire. Thanks especially to David for escorting Stephen today. So thrilled you could be here. Joe's friend Lizzie, travelling from Chester, and Stephen and Nex from Bristol. Well, that leaves the east and the south compass points. And from the south and a little bit west, we've got Ian and Jane, Jackie's sister, joining us all the way from Denver. And lastly, the east, and perhaps if you go far enough, you reach Australia, and a couple from there, Dan and Jones. I think they must have got lost en route. They've taken over 7 years to get here. Spending time living in London, waiting for Wayne to find Joe. And to pop the question. But we're very pleased to leave both of them. If anyone talks to Jones later on, and she falls asleep while you're talking to her, it's not because you've got a boring conversation. The poor girl's just arrived from Australia yesterday. Unfortunately, some are stunning it up in other climes, and could be with us today. Graham and Debbie, Julia and Pete, Sharon and Tim, Wayne's great friend and mentor in Meadowview, Yarny. He's unable to be here too, but he wishes you all the best, and I know how much Wayne appreciates all that Yarny has done for him. Please don't get up out of your seats. We just raise a glass to have some friends.
Have some friends.
Right, well, my first sight of Joe was this £9 plus baby. Not quite as heavy as her brother Mike, who came in at £12. And Joe popping out with a bob of dark hair. Unlike our other three, Joe actually behaved herself as a toddler. And didn't have to spend too much time sitting on the bottom of the naughty stairs. Following toddler memories, and if you haven't already, and I don't think it's been working yet, but have a look next door at the video. I'm told it's got some sound, and just Stuart, can you play that later?
Yeah, no worries.
It just needs to push on the play button.
Yeah.
Sure you can anyway, after that, school days came along all too quickly, with Jo really enjoying her time at primary school. Becoming a bit of a head teacher's favourite, Jo. Perhaps because of her skills at rounders and tag rugby. He was a rugby fan. And showing a likeness for all sports. Then off to Weald Kent Grammar School. I think we've got some Weald Kenters. The sport focus continued, playing for her school at netball and hockey, though by now the table tennis had come to the fore. Jo was fortunate indeed to inherit her father's only talent and grew to become pretty good at TT. She reached the England number 12 and reminds me now and then that she beats the current England number 1, Kelly
Sibley.
or Sidney Ketley, as we
Yes.
We had many weekends travelling all over the country with Hazel and playing car bingo on those journeys. When GCSEs came along, Jo had a heavy dose of glandular fever but still managed 6 U's. Jo was desperate for university.
What?
And actually wanted to leave home at 16 to go.
Go to Unity.
This was no ordinary uni but the local Oxford Unity, with Professor Ian, Lorna and colleagues. We managed to persuade her to defer entry until after her A-levels, but then she was off, immediately studying for her degree in foosball, table football, to be administrated, with alcohol options alongside. Jo found along the way she was actually quite good at graphics design through the uni page layout, playtime and craft sessions that you guys did that involved sticking photos and panels of text onto magazine pages. Every Friday, Unity would organise seminars with the lecturers and students at their local conference venues. The Bullfinch, the Crown, the Woodman, etc. I think they made it back to campus most days, but maybe not all. Occasionally, Jo would get the chance to accompany a photo shoot for the magazines, and she duly kept me informed on what she was up to by text. One I recall went, "Dad, I'm currently sitting in the Bentley Turbo doing 180 miles an hour down a hair travelling plumber." Nothing like calming your dad's plumber. When the Unity finances were a little tight, they would arrange these photo shoots a bit closer to home. Though it didn't seem to stop the 100-mile-an-hour plus speed trials between Sainsbury's Roundabout and Oxford Pond. Ben, is that you? Somehow, Jo managed to graduate with an honours degree in football and achieved the rare distinction of being allowed to play alongside the men. Coinciding with her 21st birthday, her video thesis on how alcohol affects indoor cycling performance won critical acclaim. Any of those of you with iPhones, iPads, or even eyeballs, just search YouTube for "girl in office on bike." It might need to be "drunk girl in office on bike." The evidence from the set is there, and you'll see. Seeing her sister making plans for a road trip to the USA, I'll keep padding it out. So, anyway, Jo got itchy feet and decided to leave Unity and invade America with Sarah. I think Sarah was quite pleased. It gave her an over 21 ID. And they could borrow in the bars in Vegas. Jo and Sarah had a wonderful time. Travelling around, staying for a while with Auntie Janie and Uncle Edie Weenie, with us all joining them for a big one-off RV holiday. When she got back, all Jo could think of was returning to the States. The following summer, Jo persuaded Camp America to recruit her, and surprisingly they gave her a leader's role in a camp specialising in autism for kids and adults. Talk about being thrown in at the deep end. Anyway, she thrived. Now, when she got back, despite opportunities to go back to graphics design, Jo had found her future, and she started working for Leonard Cheshire Homes here in Sevenoaks. Before moving to where she is now, talent school, working with children with multiple disabilities. Not much money, Wayne. But very rewarding, and we think this is you, Joe, for the future. We're all very proud. Now, one factor that prevented Joe from returning, like a shot across the pond, for another Camp America summer, was meeting a certain young man. Jackie and I first met Wayne, as the vicar said, in the local Rose and Crown pub. Jo was topping up her wages behind the bar with a few stints. Wayne was across the bar, sitting at a table playing 3- and 4-letter Scrabble. Jo was reluctant for us to say hello, knowing our track record of embarrassing her. But as you do, we still wandered over. Quickly, Jo realised that she had no choice but to brush up on the Scrabble if she was to woo this handsome guy. Romance blossoms. I think Wayne let Jo win a few games. Things moved quickly, and a year later they were engaged. For the last 7 months or so, we've had the joy of having Wayne living with us. Giving Jackie and I an opportunity to see into their future together. We've discovered some uncanny similarities between our families. One of which is the love of playing cards, and we are looking forward to many more Kaluki challenges ahead. Plus perhaps some Guy Hubbard Olympics in 2000.
Bring it on, bring it on.
Having Wayne around the house has meant clean worktops in the kitchen. Jack? And instead of actually putting them on the side, we've had crockery actually go into the dishwasher. Please take note of that, Chris, Mike, Sarah. The hedges being cut more often, and endless times manoeuvring cars and a truck. But our truck. But seriously,
Daddy.
I'll get this. No, it's been a special few months for us, and a real pleasure to get to know him well. Tina, Steve, you've done a fantastic job. It's a real credit to you. He is. Well, how can I sum Jo up for you, Wayne? There's no choice. There has to be as a tree. Can you all please groan at these tree references in the next bit? Jo likes to look spruce. She's not a plain tree, nor a bitch. Sorry, I misread that, beach. But perhaps a willow, though not weeping much. Jo has deep family roots. A tall, firm trunk. She's not a veggie, but she's coniferous. Her bark is worse than her bite. I'm sure Wayne will continue to appreciate. As she has grown, she's branched out to new things in her life. She leaves a mark, and as a tree can cope well with the wind, bending over, even if occasionally after a lamp and sound of curry, the wind is self-generated. Sorry, Jo. Sorry. Jo is poplar with her friends.
Bet you're not in the middle.
And with Wayne's cooking skills, for the rest of her life, she won't be sick of more. We are so pleased Wayne's been able to cut you down to size, Joe. And we know you both will be so happy in your lives ahead. Just in case there are any disagreements, a little bit of fatherly advice. Settle your arguments with water pistols. I have one for you, Joe. Grant, if you could help me out. Would you like to present that to the young lady?
What?
And for you, Wayne, Chris, have you got a second? This is to help you have the last word, my son.
Yeah, go on, get it.
He's got the last word once or twice, Joe. There's nothing in those, but I hope you've got your glasses and got something in. So, ladies and gentlemen,